This is our weekly series, and we're going to be looking at the House of York, whether it's cursed or well protected. We'll be right back. Welcome, Tarot Maniacs. So I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner and psychic for over 35 years, and this is my weekly series. Every week I do a series where my membership gets an extra special bonus episode, and you guys get a fun series of videos about the same subject. This week, we are going to be looking at the House of York. With all of the drama that has been surrounding the former Duke of York, the former Prince Andrew, and his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, who still goes by the Duchess of York, we are going to be looking at if their antics have really cursed the house, or if there was a blight upon the House of York and they are victims of that. So we're going to be looking at the princesses. We're going to be looking at the former prince. We're going to be looking at the Duchess of York as well. So I hope you guys will enjoy this series. With that, I'm going to bring up that card view. Don't forget, if you're a member, you're going to get a bonus video, and that one is going to be really big. We're going to be talking about the whole House of York and going bananas. But up until then, we're going to be doing some fun stuff about characters and people that you already know. So I'm going to bring up that card view, and we are going to talk about the House of York. Actually, I'm going to take down that card view for now, because we've got a little bit of history that we have to talk about. So we're opening the doors on one of the strangest and most glamorous and troubled branches of the British royal family, believe it or not. It's the House of York. So little giveaway here. It is a house that has had princes who became kings and princes who vanished, dukes who died without heirs, marriages that fell apart. We all have that in memorable history. They do have enormous privilege in the House of York. Terrible judgment has been a trend through the House of York. It is a title that is never once passed normally from father to son. So pretty wild there. So is the House of York cursed, or is that really easy? Has Sarah and Andrew, has their generation created a blight that Beatrice and Eugenie must now decide to either carry, cleanse, or leave behind? So we'll look at some of the facts about the house first, and then we're going to look at some astrology and some of the cards. So the astrology is going to give us like the climate, and tarot is going to give us the directions, the what to wear we can do in that weather. So the future is not fated. It is shaped by choices. It's also shaped by leadership and restraint and courage. So we are going to jump right in to the House of York, cursed, blighted, or ready to be reborn. So the Duke of York title has existed for more than 600 years. It's never behaved like a normal hereditary title, though. It either produces a king, expires without a male heir, or ends in catastrophe. So now its most recent holder has been stripped in public life. His former wife no longer uses the title, and their daughters are left carrying this York name without inheriting the York house. So it's a really interesting kind of time. So let's take a look and see what kind of energy is over the family right now. And now I'm going to bring up that card view for us. So we'll see what kind of energy is around the family right now. Hierophant in reverse, the sun. It is apparent to all of us that the air has been let out of the balloon of the House of York. The power has been stripped from it, obviously, in practical terms, because the former Prince Andrew Mountbatten, the former Duke of York, is now none of those things. So this is the energy that we're looking at right now on the House of York. Little information about the dukedom was first created for Edmund of Langley in 1385, August 6, 1385 to be specific. The current family branch began when Andrew received his title in 1986. That's the day he married Sarah Ferguson. They were gifts from the Queen. Sarah and Andrew divorced in 1996. I didn't realize they were only married for 10 years, but they remained unusually intertwined personally, professionally, domestically, obviously, because they had daughters together. Their daughters, we know them well, Beatrice and Eugenie. And because the 1986 dukedom descends through legitimate male heirs, neither daughter can inherit it. The changes that they made for the line of succession did not extend to all of the houses in the United Kingdom. So Andrew ceased his royal duties in 2019. His military affiliations, patronages, all were returned in 2022. The remaining styles, official titles, honors, and usage, all that got removed in 2025. We remember that it was a cataclysmic tower moment, if you will. Andrew was arrested in February 2026, not that long ago, and that intensified the separation between the York parents specifically and also the institutional monarchy. So let's talk about curses and a blight. So a curse may be a repeating pattern that we see across a particular house at any given time. Now, I will tell you guys a little story. I don't believe that you can curse people like that. You have to be a participant. But I've told this before, and I got some more details about it. So it was my great grandmother. When my great grandmother was coming over from Scotland, she did not want them to go to the New World, and she got down on her knees and cursed them at the dock. My great grandmother was an alcoholic and subsequently lost all of her children due to the alcoholism of her and her spouse. They were all put into care. My great grandmother was in there. She also had 3 sets of twins. Out of, I think, 9 children. I think there were 9 children. And they did have to kind of collect all those children. That is a curse that hopefully our family has gotten rid of just misfortune and terrible things. I am going to dig into my past and contact that great grandmother and see what kind of power that lady had, because apparently she had some. So there's we're defining curse, seeing repeating patterns over time. A blight is damage that's created or intensified by conduct of the recent or current stewards. So it contaminates the reputation and the opportunities of them around the house. So the old dukedom may carry a pattern of interruption or misplaced ambition and reversal. The present blight is probably more about Andrew and Sarah's choices and how they've conducted themselves and the consequences they've inherited socially. So their daughters are inheriting that blight socially, not necessarily morally. So we'll look at a little bit of the astrology. So I've got 2 birth dates here for the House of York, and you'll understand why I'm doing that. In astrology, we have to have a start date. August 6th, 1385 is the original creation of the House of York. But July 23rd, 1986 is Andrew's creation of his House of York and the present York family incarnation. So we'll talk about both of these. So the 1385 chart has a lot of Leo symbolism. Remember, it's August 6th. July 23rd, we're easing up to Leo as well, but we'll see how that changes it. So the Leo symbolism at the establishment of the House of York carries royalty, legacy, visibility, pride, desires to be remembered. Pluto's long passage through Aquarius from 2024 to 2044 is going to oppose that Leo principle and ask whether inherited status can survive public accountability from the things that we're seeing right now. Uranus in Gemini is happening from 2026 to 2033, and that's going to accelerate disclosures, documents, competing narrative, and sudden changes in reputation. Neptune and Saturn in Aries begin a new cycle around identity and leadership. So this may bring up some questions about who has the courage to separate family love from institutional entitlement. Do they become like a regular family? The next decade for the House of York is less about restoring Andrew's version of York and more about deciding whether York means anything to him at all. So let's do a little bit of a weather report. So we're going to do a bunch of cards here. What is the present energy over the House of York? Right in the middle. The Lovers, we're trying to get that cooperation. It is right now in good balance, in good hands, and that is going to be the royal family. What part of this energy is ancestral? Five of Pentacles. Now, this means that dukedom, the York dukedom, is such a grand reward that they really do need to bestow that upon individuals that are befitting that role. So this isn't a title that can be easily tossed out. It's not just, well, he's next in line, we're going to give it to him. We really need better individuals there. What part of this energy that we have here? It's partnership with unworthiness. How much of it was created by Andrew's choices? 8 of Cups. He was very dismissive. He will leave messes for other people to clean up. We know that. The teddy bear is on the bed. What about Sarah's choices? Sarah's choices certainly have affected it as well. Sarah's behavior, once upon a time, allegedly, according to legend, she was having weed delivered to the gatehouses. What burden has fallen on Beatrice as a result of this? She has a lot of conflict and anxiety, and she is extremely worried about her legacy within the House of York. Is she still going to have an association with that? What burden has fallen upon Eugenie? 6 of Pentacles, Judgment. She is more doing the calculus on what they get and what they don't get. Her benefit of being with the royal family, she does do the math on that to see how much they are getting. So I do think that she is a little bitter because their treatment is different. They don't have as much. They don't have as much financial flexibility as some of the other participants in the royal family. It seems they keep looking over specifically, I think, at Mike and Zara Tyndall. Mike and Zara Tyndall are set up in a very different fashion. And I think that they keep thinking that they're getting handouts when they're actually not. So is the old York identity capable of being rehabilitated? Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, 8 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. This house is that this title is not going to be passed on to anyone else. I said this before. I don't think that they will pass this title on to anyone else until Andrew has gone to the great beyond. I don't think they're going to do that. I think the only way they can rehabilitate it is by letting the ground go fallow for a little bit. What is the highest available future for this particular family, this particular house of York? That would be Andrew, Sarah, Eugenie, and Beatrice. Four of Cups. They got to sit down, stay down, just go home, be quiet, very low key. This is really low key energy here. Very, very low key. Let's have some fun with this. Let's have some fun with this. So we're going to do a little Lenormand on this as well, guys. So let's see what we get. House of York, current or most recent family, House of York. We're going to do a little Lenormand. I love Lenormand. It's another cartomancy system using regular playing cards, but now they're fancy and they have pictures on them as well. Read all of these in the upright. So let's do this. We have the sun. There's our current line right now. The sun out in the open, bright and out in the open. Loyalty to the crown. Oh, bingo, bango. We have the fox, the bear, and the Cid. I say here, if this is the current house, they are bold and out front showing their loyalty. However, they're actually eating the foundations of the House of York and the British royal family. They are dumb as a fox to work as hard as they can, but that will get them cut off because the work is actually done for themselves. We'll keep some Lenormand in the rest of these readings, guys. So fun stuff we are digging into. I hope you guys are as excited about this series as I am. I'm real curious about what the future of this House of York is going to be. So drop your questions down below. Stick around. You're going to get another video tomorrow. You're actually going to get 2 videos tomorrow, and we will have a good time. Today, we looked over the weather at the entire House of York. In part 2, we're going to look at Andrew, not only what happened, but the 10-year astrological corridor ahead of him and the choices the cards say remain available. So being stripped of a title does not strip him of all of his responsibilities. So there may be some other stuff there. So see you here tomorrow for part 2. But if you're a member, you get to watch all of these at once, including the bonus video. So I will see you guys in the future.